Hello, I'm David Cordes from Redland Science Academy. I want to show you how to create a really fun game that's super simple. They'll introduce you to Scratch and Scratch coding. It's in honor of Star Wars Day, May 4th, and it's called Find Leia. I've created a starter program for you that has all the sprites and the background. You're going to add the code. So as you can see, I've already gone to the Scratch website, scratch.mit.edu, and I'm logged in. You'll need to be logged in to create your own program. I'm going to search for the program. It's called Find Leia Starter. Now, this is my starter program. I'm going to click it and open it up. Now, as you can see, this is a starter program for getting you to start. Now, in order to actually use this program and change it, you're going to click Remix. So I'm going to click on the Remix button right now. That's going to save it in my account, or your account if you're doing it, and you'll be able to start coding. You can see I have a bunch of cute little Star Wars clip arts here, but you'll see that there's no code for any of them. Now the code for this is pretty simple. What we want to do, just to give you an objective, is Princess Leia is going to be hidden somewhere on this screen. And we're going to have a ton of copies of these other sprites. And it's going to be, and they're going to hopefully make it hard for the player to find it. If the player finds Princess Leia and they click on her, she'll say, "You win." Let's get started with what I call the distractor sprites, the sprites that aren't Princess Leia. Well, we want a bunch of copies for each one of these, and so Scratch has a neat feature called clone. What we're going to do is we're going to first put down our event when the green flag is clicked. So I'm just going to drag that and move it over here. Now, what we want to do is create a clone of myself. So that's under the control blocks. So I'm just going to drag that and put it over here. What that means is there's the original Boba Fett right here, and then we'll create a bunch of copies of him. Now we'll pick this other block, which is when I start as a clone. Now all we want to do is, if we didn't do this step, is the two Boba Fetts will be stacked right on top of each other. So we want to pick a random location. So we're going to use a go-to block for that under motion. So I'm going to pick go-to. Now we want each of the clones to go to a random location. Now Scratch has under operators a pick random. So for the X coordinate, we're going to go from -230 to 230. Now, you can actually go all the way to -240 and 240, but then sometimes the sprite may be off the edge. So we're just going to pick and give a little bit of room on there. We also want the Y to be randomly located. We're going to pick that also to be between -170 to 170. Let's run our program by clicking the green flag. Good. Did you see that? This new Boba Fett just showed up. If I ran, see, now he went to a different location. It's very random. Now this is not going to be enough distractors. So what we really want to do is create a bunch of clones for Boba Fett. So we're going to go to Control. And we're going to pick a repeat block. I'm going to put the repeat block, and it will repeat this create clone of myself 10 times. So let's see how that looks. Ah, now we have a lot of Boba Fetts, right? That's going to make it a little bit harder to find Princess Leia. Now, That's really all I need to do for this distractor sprite. What we also want to do is do these things for the other sprites. So what I've done is I've copied this over to Lando, and you can see he's going to make 10 copies of himself. But they'll all be stacked on top of each other. So I need to copy over this other block as well. So I'm going to copy this to Lando, and we'll now see that Lando has several copies. Great. Now, we're going to skip Princess Leia for right now because she's a little bit special. She's only going to have one of her, and we're going to have to find her. So let's go to Yoda. We're again going to be able to copy this block over to Yoda just by dragging it and dropping it on Yoda. And we're going to be able to do that for Greedo. We can do that for Dooku. And the Stormtrooper. This feels like cheating. It's so easy, right? I mean, we're just copying these same blocks that we already wrote. And now we're going to have a bunch of sprites. They're going to make it really hard to find Princess Leia. As you can see now, she's pretty well hidden. But what we want to do is make it so that she's randomly located as well. So we're also, again, going to go to events and pick when the green flag is clicked. The first thing we want to do is we want to hide her. We don't want you to see her being moved around or have her visible while the other ones are being displayed. So I'm going to go to looks, and I'm going to pick hide. So first thing, when we click on the green flag, she's going to be hidden. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to have her go to a random location. So we'll go to motion again, and we'll pick the go-to block. We want her to be randomly placed as well. So we're going to go to operators, and once again, pick random. We'll have her randomly go between negative 230 and 230. And we'll have the Y go between minus 170 and positive 170. So that's going to randomly put her in a different location. Now we also don't want her to show up too soon. If she's one of the first sprites to show up, it'll make it a little bit too easy. So we're going to have her wait just a little bit. You could try 1 second. I'm going to try 0.5 seconds. That's half a second. Now we're going to have her show up. So we're going to pick looks again. I'm going to pick show. The other thing I want to make sure happens is I don't want her to be completely blocked so that no one can see her. If it's not even possible, that doesn't seem fair. So there's a block here called go to front layer. This will make sure that she's in the front, in front of everybody else. The other thing we need to do is we need to have our win condition. So we're going to go over here and say, and take this event called when this sprite is clicked. When you found her, she should say you win. Okay, let's give this a try. I hope this isn't too hard for me to find her. Oh, there she is. She's in the lower right corner. So I'm going to click on her, and she says, you win. Great. You've just created a fun game for you to share with your friends or your family. Now, what I'm going to do with this remix is I'm going to save now. I don't want to lose my work. I hope you've enjoyed this program, and I hope it has taught you a little something about Scratch programming.